And we are live on a February 16th, 2022. Super Bowl in the NFL is over. I'm a little depressed on that. But hey, everybody else's season begins. I hope everyone had a nice Valentine's Day. Jen and I had a great Valentine's Day, except yesterday we have no heat, so that was a problem today. Hopefully that gets fixed tomorrow. But anyway, the man of the hour, Mr. Carson Shear. No, this is not Thursday. Carson, congratulations, my friend. You got to be super fired up. Congrats, your guy Stafford got it done.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt. Thought I'd hop on here for a few minutes or so, but yeah, what a hell of a game. Obviously, I'm super thrilled, very pumped for Stafford, finally getting the credit and recognition that he deserves, and I was happy for the Rams, glad they could pull it off, and yeah, it was a great game by both teams. Joe Burrow is the truth. He's the future of the Bengals, and hell of a performance by both teams.
Absolutely. Kenny, a good friend, Dan Worley, good evening. Almost time for some March Madness. We're going to talk a little March Madness tonight.
March Madness, and we're definitely going to set something up, Dan, real soon. We didn't realize one day was Valentine's Day, so apologize about that.
Yeah, we'll do either this week or next week. I know we're going to talk with Carson, so we're going to set something up.
Sounds good.
Mr. Rosen, how are you?
Good evening, gentlemen. Congratulations again, Carson. Amazing.
Yeah.
I know you're stoked. It's so wonderful when your guy wins it, and I'm sure after all these bad years, you're finally able to celebrate. So congratulations.
Mr.
Thanks.
Siciliano, how are you, my friend?
Good, Carson. Congratulations. Enjoy the win. And I'm good. I hope everybody's doing good.
Thanks, sis.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick.
A little under the weather, but the show must go on. Got a little sinus cold. My buddy Naya, she's wanting to go outside, but she's got the worst timing, so we're gonna get the show rolling. She's gonna have to wait. She's been out a little while. She's hamming it up, wanting to say hi to everybody.
There she is.
Hamming it up for the screen. But yeah, hopefully I can make it through the night without having to go behind the scenes, and I could stay on the air the rest of the night. But we'll play it by ear. Got a nice agenda for you guys tonight.
All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, where do you want to get us off? I know we got Carson with us. We're starting a little Super Bowl.
Let's start a little Super Bowl. I'll bring another guy in right away. Mr. Bielen's going to join us real quick, and then we'll start Super Bowl. Let's get his intro, and then we'll start Super Bowl.
All right, Mr. Bielen, how are you tonight, my friend?
What's up, Bjorn?
All right. What up?
Hey, John.
There he is. So, yeah, Carson, nice enough to join us tonight. Carson, thank you for joining before your stream tonight. But let's talk Super Bowl with Carson. Let's give him the floor, because he's a longtime suffering Lions fan, for those who don't know, on our Wednesday show. And his guy, Matthew Stafford, got traded to the Rams, and at least he got to see a Super Bowl with one of his guys. So, like, your thoughts first on it, Carson, and then we'll go around the panel.
Yeah, it was a great game to start. Rams kind of took control to start the game, and then had a few mishaps here and there, and the Bengals kind of came out firing right after the half was over. I thought it was a pretty good halftime show as well. And, it was a crazy game. Obviously, there was a lot of controversy with the refs, obviously with T. Higgins getting that clear offensive pass interference to score a touchdown. But, as soon as the score was 20-16, you give Stafford the ball in his hands. I grew up my entire life watching this man. He's got the most fourth quarter comebacks out of any active quarterback in the NFL. And I'm like, this is it. When push comes to shove, he said he wanted the ball in his hands when the lights were on. There's no questions anymore. He's a Super Bowl champion. And I could not be happier for the Rams and for Stafford, and most importantly.
That's awesome.
Kenny, real quick, Dan Worley saying, take care of yourself, Kenny, and our good friend Henry Zimenoff makes a really good point. It was the better game of the decade, yet most Ram fans are still questioning McVay's strategy throughout the game. And you know what? It was funny because you watched that game, and I remember I'm watching it with Jen, and they just showed McVay when it was like 6 minutes left and 4 minutes, and he just had that look of his face of just like, pressure on his face, man. It was so much. Carson, what do you think? You as a Stafford fan, but when they showed McVay, I mean, he had so much pressure to win this game.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, you talk about a gutsy move inside your own territory on the 30-yard line, 4th and 1 to Cooper Kupp. If they don't get that, that might be the ball game right there. So that was a really ballsy call. I'm glad that they pulled it off. But, I was watching him back and forth, and he was a little antsy on the sidelines, but he's got number 9 carrying the way. So there was no doubt in my mind that he would get it done.
Beal, what's your thoughts overall, Super Bowl?
Listen, I thought it was a great game. I think at the end, I think the Bengals defense just couldn't pull away with it. It was right there for them, and they just gave it away. And I don't know, it was good. Halftime show was good. I mean, it was for our generation, the younger generation. But it was a good game overall. I liked it. It wasn't as I thought it was going to be a lot high scoring, but it really wasn't, which was actually really nice. It was a good game overall. I liked it.
Paul.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. It was a relatively close game. I think both teams tried to run the ball a little. They really couldn't. They got the ball to Jamar Chase. I think Jalen Ramsey tried to stay with him. He couldn't keep up in a couple of instances. But overall, I think the Rams, once they got the ball back late in the game, you just had a sense that Stafford was going to rise to the occasion and was going to bring him down. And like Carson said, that 4th and 1 call, that was a real gutsy call by McVay. He went against, as they got close to the goal line, he went against our old friend Eli Apple, and he baked apple on Eli, and they proved that they were better. And I think ultimately, I think the Rams were the better team. So I think they well deserved the win.
Sis, what's your thoughts? Super Bowl 56.
Not the most exciting Super Bowl I've watched in the last few years. It was good. The 3rd and 1 when they tried to run the ball and they stuffed them. And then the very next play, if you go back and look, you'll see how big Donald's sack was, because guess who was wide open down the right side? You saw that, Kurt, right?
Yep. Ramsey fell down.
Exactly. He makes that pass, the game's over. I don't think a lot of people seen that, but that's my take on the game. The Bengals did everything they could to lose the game, and guess what? They did.
Well, you know what's this? I want to get into this, and I want to ask you again, the coach on the panel, and a couple people. I want to say it was yesterday. I was listening, or Monday, and they were saying, Beckham gets hurt, and again, listen, a lot of respect for Beckham. I know a lot of people don't like him, but hey, he was balling in that first half. It would have been a major problem.
Yep.
Right, but here's the thing: once he goes out, Cooper Kupp had 4 receptions before that last drive, and they're saying how is Cincinnati having a linebacker on him? How are they just not they know they're going to Cooper Kupp? How are they not doubling them and tripling them? And I don't know. Do you think a little bit on that, Cincinnati? Do you think that's Cincinnati's fault, sis? That they
because we're both coaches, and again, now Beckham's out of the game. What's the defensive coordinator thinking? You got to take Kupp away, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Let me tell you something. This is why I laughed when I was watching Get Up on Monday. Dan Orlovsky talking about Donald's better than Lawrence Taylor. He should have got the MVP. There's no way in the world this kid, not only Sunday Super Bowl, just take a look at his stats for the whole year. The kid's a tremendous player. He's so humble, man. I was so happy that they gave it to him, and it's not the black and white issue. That's all nonsense. The best player got the MVP, and and again, McVay took a huge gamble, but guess what? Like Paul said before, it paid off. And by the way, Beelan, nice job with the roses for the wife. I like that. Very, very good.
There
Good
you
boy.
go, Beelan. There you
Proud
go.
of you.
How you know those aren't Beelan's roses?
No. Beelan
Well, we
is
can't.
a
Let's
man.
not talk too much roses. There may be a Valentine's question in the quick hitters in a couple of minutes.
Beelan is romantic.
That's right.
This
All
is his sensitive side.
Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah.
Kirkpatrick. I'm sorry, you're back.
What were you talking about? Just the thoughts of the game?
Yeah, thoughts on the game, and then I just mentioned to Sis, about how that last drive they didn't, Cincinnati didn't try to take Cooper Kupp away, and they got caught with linebackers on them, and that was a little
trying to have 55 cover them. I mean, it's a joke.
Yeah, a little disappointing with Cincinnati.
That's disappointing. I mean, like we had Coach Breslin on the week of the Super Bowl, and he said Ramsey will be on Chase. Well, Bates should have been on Cup the whole game and double team him.
I mean, double team him. Like, you know what? That's the one thing. I'm not. I know a bunch of us aren't Belichick fans, but I could guarantee you, if Belichick was playing in that game, they would basically just eliminate Cup on that last drive.
You know what I think they were trying to do though, Kurt, and you can see this from a coach's aspect is like I don't think they were trying to use two guys on him, but they were more like having the man to cover him. But then they had like zone. They had like a cover two over him if he goes over the top. And then they had like the linebacker to cover like the inside. So I don't think they designated like two people to be on him.
But my point though is like, I don't know, like, listen, if I don't even know the other guy, was it Skronsky or whoever, like if those guys beat you, I'm like tipping my cap and saying, hey, you're better. I am not letting Cooper Kupp beat me. I'm not letting Cooper Kupp beat me. That's where he's going to go.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the.
That's the difference. Excuse me 1 second, Paul. Yeah. That's the difference, in my opinion, again, of a guy like Belichick. Whoever they play the following week, guess what he's doing? He's taking away their best player.
Yep.
Yeah. I was just about to say, it reminds me of the audio they get on Belichick. I think it was from the Super Bowl 46 against the Giants, where he kept saying, we got to take away Cruz and Nix and let them throw it to Cunningham, and that they wind up completing that long pass.
It's a great point.
Hey,
it's a great point.
Kurt, we got about 12 to 15 minutes with Carson before he's got to leave. I got a question because there's a bunch of different generations here. And I want to ask this question if you all are okay with it. It has to do with the halftime show. It's a simple question. I'll start with Carson. Thoughts on the halftime show?
I think it was good.
Like
it was fun to see 50 Cent make a guest appearance. I would have given Eminem a little bit more time. I feel like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg kind of held the performance a little bit too long, but I thought it was good overall.
Okay. And Beelan, you're next in the generation. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't understand the Kendrick Lamar and Mary J. Blige combo. I mean, 50 was pretty cool, a little surprise thing. But I mean, a little bit to comment on what Carson said was like, they're Dr. Dre and Snoop are from LA. So, I didn't mind them, being out too much longer. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was I don't think the performance wise, I don't think it was as great as like other ones, but it was definitely fun to see and switch it up.
Kurt, we're next. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, just like Beelan said, it was different. It was the first time like an all rap halftime show. And, I think it should switch. I don't think it should be the same thing every year. So for that, that effect, we get a comment from a Mary Lenny saying, should I be seeing video? Yes. Yes. We should be on with video, yes. Okay. But I don't know, Kenny. I mean, I thought it was cool. I agree with Carson a little, though. I thought, like, Eminem would be, Eminem a little more. But I guess Beelan's saying they're LA guys. But that's the only thing. And like like you're saying, the Kendrick Lamar and the Mary J. Blige, it was, like, quick, But, I mean, you did have, 5 people? Was it 5? Mm-hmm. So it's a lot. But I don't know. I think next year now you go in a totally different direction. Maybe, I've always said like a Billy Joel or Bon Jovi, and I think, later on, I think maybe, it's going to switch. It's definitely going to switch. What do you think?
I agree. I thought I could have, Eminem didn't have to try and take the spotlight by kneeling, but that's another issue. But Other than that, I thought, I grew up with them. Kurt, we grew up in the 90s with
Yep.
Dr. Dre and Snoop and
Our high school
Mary
days.
J.
Yep.
Blige. So I was okay with it for the most part. But, it is what it is. It's a 15-minute show, and they got to do so much in 15 minutes. So hats off to them.
Eddie Murphy saying best halftime show since Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
And let me get the next generation. I'll go Paul, and I'll finish with Sis.
In all honesty, not my thing. No reflection on you guys, and I just was not interested. In all honesty.
And Sis, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, real quick, Kurt, the girl Mary that just made that comment, I played with her boyfriend. He passed away about 3 months ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, real nice guy, man. Kenny, to be honest with you, you know me. I didn't watch it. I put on a Honeymooner episode. I watched that till that was over, and then I went back to the game.
And Mary's saying, and this was probably the popular one on Twitter, because a lot of people were saying best halftime show ever, and a lot of people, just what Mary's saying, is saying that Prince was still the best one.
If Biggie was alive, I would have watched.
I was waiting for Tupac to show up.
Yeah. Mary's also saying, thanks, guys. Rich was the best.
He was. Good man.
Kurt, do you want to give final thoughts on Super Bowl?
My final thoughts will be this, and I'll start with Carson. And it's been the hottest topic before the Super Bowl, but even more now that the Rams won. We do this. We talk about it every day in a group chat with our guys, Matt and Dave from the Rocky Mountain Sports Network. The Rams basically, they did it what's called the new wave. They went all in. They traded their draft picks. By the way, you got to look at the GM. What's his name, Beelan? You know the GM for the Rams?
Oh, Snead.
Snead.
Yeah,
Snead. He wore a shirt today to the parade.
Yeah, I like that one.
Did you see it? And it said, F the picks, or what is it? Or yeah, I think something like F the picks. And he went up and he said, I don't care. I'll trade more draft picks. We'll win another Super Bowl. And he did. And he traded. Hey, he upgraded Goff to Stafford. 2 1s, whatever else. Traded Goff. Von Miller a 2 and a 3. Picked up Beckham. And it worked. So my question, Carson, was it worth it?
100%. I mean, that's the end goal. That's what everybody, dreams of, is getting to the Super Bowl and then winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, you gave up a little piece of your future, but you don't know how those draft picks are going to turn out. And I'd much rather have a Lombardi trophy than
1,000%.
Potential 18, 19, 20-year-olds that you're gambling on to, change your franchise around. So give me the Super Bowl all day first.
1,000%. Beelan.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. I mean, listen, I think your team has to be in that position to trade for that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be, middle of the road type of team where you're going to just go, hey, I'm going to go balls out right now and go trade all my picks because I think I'm going to have a good run. They were in first place like pretty much almost the whole year, and so it's a little bit different for teams like that. But you got to think about it too. This same team went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. So, I mean, was the trade,
Yeah, because here's where that trade was worth it, Beelan? That trade, when you're down, what were they down? When you're down 4 with 5 or 6 minutes left, and you got, that's the trade. Jared Goff's not bringing you down that field. Stafford, bing, 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 bing. That's it. What you needed from Stafford for that trade, he delivered. He down 4 in a Super Bowl. What was it? A 14-play drive right down that field. I mean, that's what you traded the guy for.
Mind you, Kurt, they had no run game at all the entire game.
Right, Beckham out.
Jefferson was thinking about his kid. It was literally Stafford and Kupp that drove the entire game. Yep. And then they had that Skronik guy who should never play football ever again.
Right. So, I mean,
Notre Dame.
That trade right there, that's like immortal stuff what he did going down there. That's just crazy.
See, I don't know. I don't think it was the Stafford trade. Honestly, I think it was either probably like a combination of the OBJ signing and Von Miller thing. I don't think it was the Stafford thing, because if you can get to the Super Bowl with Golf and you got the Super Bowl with Stafford, to me, it's a wash.
No,
I think it's
I disagree. I disagree.
Because I disagree also.
Without OBJ, that team is so single dimensional, and it's a completely different season.
Here's the difference in my mind.
But they
won though.
Here's the difference in my mind.
But I'm saying, it's so like you got to understand, like when you have just Cooper Kupp, you can easily double team him all year if you wanted to. Like
right, but that's showing you what Stafford did. But that's even showing you more for what Stafford did.
Exactly. No, when they got the ball back with 6 minutes left, I think every person on the Ram team, on the bench, and especially the offense, they said, you know what? With this guy, we're going to go down the field and we'll score.
I agree, Paul.
That's how much confidence we have in this guy versus Goff 2 years ago.
Yep.
And that's where the trade comes in, where they're going to get on that field with 6 minutes left, and he's going to bring them down, and he did that.
Kurt, I'm going to answer your question real simple, and then we'll let Sis finish it off.
Okay.
Lombardi Trophy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What did Detroit get out of it, Carson? Pick number 32.
2 first-rounders and a second-rounder, and then Jared Goff.
Pick number 32 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it worked this year. Now, sometimes it's not going to work, and then we'd be having the other discussion. The Rams blew it. They went all in, and they choked. We'd be having the other discussion, but it worked. So,
guys,
hats off to them. And
can I show my age?
Yeah.
Can I show my age? And Sis will remember this. This isn't the first time teams have done this. Sis, and you'll know, George Allen took over the Washington Redskins when they were still known as the Redskins in the 70s. And he did the exact same thing. He traded all these draft picks for years. They never had a first-round pick. And he collected all these, what they call them, the over-the-hill gang. And he brought all these veterans in. And for about, 3, 4, 5 years, they got to the playoffs. They got to the Super Bowl a number of
times. He picked up a ton of free agents, and he built the Washington Redskins through that. I remember that. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's get Sis's final thoughts, and then we'll let Carson finish off.
My final thoughts is this: I'm happy for Carson. I know he waited a real long time for this. My thing is this: I'm not selling the farm because they won it this year. What's going to happen to this team in the next 3 or 4 years? I mean, seriously. I mean, are they going to be a dynasty? I personally don't think they are. Right. You know. And again, I'm very conservative. I'm not doing this just to win. It's a Super Bowl, but basically it's a football game.
All right, can I Carson? Do you have one more minute or no?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm chilling.
I want one more minute because I want to contradict Sis with something, but I want Carson on this one. Okay. Can you just give me 1 minute? And this is the conversation that I had today with Dave in the Rocky Mountain. Okay, you guys keep saying, "Well, I'm worried about what am I going to do next year? What am I going to do next year? What am I going to do next year?" Right? I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, for example, I want to say they won a Super Bowl in 2005. Okay, between 2005 and 2021, that's 16 years. Okay. 16 years that they didn't really go for it, right? They did what's called, they drafted, they're worried about picking draft quarterbacks and develop so we find our guy for the next 12 years. Well, this is what they got in 16 years. Mike Glennon, Brad Gronkowski, not Rob Gronkowski, Brad Gradkowski, Chris Sims, Josh Johnson.
We all know where you're going.
Hold on. And Jameis Winston. So for 16 years, they looked and said, I'm going to draft my guy for the next 15 years.
Yeah, but those guys were free agents.
But hold on. Those guys, no, they were all draft picks. These were all draft picks. And you know what? They were all busts. And you know what? When Tampa Bay in 2021 said, no more, give me Tom Brady. You know what they got in 2 years? A Super Bowl and a number 2 seed.
But Kurt, this is where I'm saying this is where you don't understand is that they just needed a quarterback. They had Evans and they had Godwin, and so they just needed a quarterback.
Right, but I'm saying is
so you can easily do that with any team
but
out
there's
there.
but John, there's people out there. There's people out there that are still going to say today Tampa Bay is wrong for going to get Brady. I don't understand.
Who would say that?
They're not.
Who would say that?
For the next 15 years, you're going to be no playoffs.
But John, they were there for the last 16.
All right, let me read you something real quick since you're reading names. I still look at this Rams team as a top 3 contender in the NFC next year.
Absolutely.
Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, Jefferson,
of course.
Aaron Donald, he ain't going to retire, and possibly Von Miller coming back to the Rams. Right off the bat, those are names that come off the top of my head that are back with that team next year.
Yeah.
That team's going to be right there in a weak NFC. A weak NFC. Especially if Aaron Rodgers goes to the AFC. They're the favorites again. How are they not?
How are they not the favorites regardless if Rodgers stays or not?
I agree.
They're the favorites, the Rams.
But how's the
How's
the NFC West weak? They had 3 guys in the playoffs.
Trey Lance, rookie quarterback. Kyler Murray, they don't know what they're doing in Arizona. And Russell Wilson with Seattle, he might get traded. That's why the AFC West is big.
And every building.
Yeah, that doesn't mean all these guys on the Rams are coming back either. I mean, let's be realistic.
I just look at it as you can't get 2 and 3 and first off, nobody even repeats anymore. The last time they repeated was 2005. It's not like I'm gonna win 8 out of 10 Super Bowls. That's not the Niners of the 80s. That's not happening.
I want to ask Carson a question because
happening.
maybe John, you're the only other one in this boat. So maybe this question's for both of you, actually. I'll start with Carson. Would you go all in for 1 year, like the Rams did this year, knowing you're going to be bad for the next 10 years with no draft picks or 5 years? Would you go all in for a Super Bowl this year?
That's easy for Carson.
Well,
he already said yeah.
Kenny,
I'm asking John, too, because he's a Jets fan. The Jets have been bad.
Me and Carson can double team this. It's easy. Our team is so yes.
Well, you read my mind, Kenny, because, Beelan and I have suffered for years being Jets and Lions fans. And, with Paul, with you, Kenny, and Kurt and Sis, you guys can all relate because, Kurt, you have Peyton Manning in a Super Bowl at the Broncos, and you guys won 2 with Eli and the Giants. And, Beelan, yeah, he has them with Namath, but, that was a long time ago. And I'm sitting over here like you had a chance with Barry Sanders, you couldn't get it done. You had a chance with Megatron, you couldn't get it done. And the first year Stafford leaves, he goes out and wins a ring. So if I had, I mean, it can't get any worse, right? You might as well try because it can't get any lower. Nothing's improving over the last decade. You might as well try it.
But you know what the thing is how long Stafford was in Detroit for? 14 years?
12 years.
12 years, okay? His best player he had there was Calvin Johnson in 14 years, okay? He gets traded to a team, and he's got 3 Pro Bowlers on offense already. Like, it's the logic makes absolutely no sense what you're talking about. You could put anybody in those situations, and that team is going to be a top contender. It doesn't matter.
What do you mean by no? Not by anybody. You're taking an elite quarterback. Stafford's an elite quarterback. Jared Goff couldn't do it. Wait, why Jared Goff couldn't do it? Why is Jared Goff to Cooper Kupp? He
got to the Super Bowl. He failed in 1 shot, but he was there.
The Rams got to the Super Bowl and carried him. Goff didn't.
Right, exactly. The running game and defense carried him.
But Goff lost the Super Bowl, though.
Well, yeah, he did.
The Rams didn't lose it.
Blame McVay on that.
Goff lost it, though. Right? That's what's funny, because when they lose, it's the quarterback's fault. But when they win, it's the team's good.
No, let me correct myself. Belichick designed a defensive game plan that took away what the Rams did best.
Right.
And they needed to rely on Goff, and Goff couldn't do what they needed.
Yes, thank you, Paul.
So what happened with the Patriots and the Falcons Super Bowl? Tell me that. Everyone thought that game was over.
But what I'm saying is that, like Matt's saying, oh no, it's Kurt Valenti on another Rodgers rant, and Matt's saying Stafford is a tier 2 quarterback.
Kurt, let me ask you this, Kurt. If you take Matt Stafford, say he's a free agent this year, you put Matt Stafford on the Broncos, you think they're a Super Bowl contender?
I'm not.
Okay,
listen to me.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
I think he would.
Yeah.
Kurt, let's get Carson's final
prove
thoughts.
my point.
It's 8 o'clock, and he's got to run for his stream.
You prove my point.
let's get the final thoughts on Super Bowl for Carson. So we know, Carson, you're going all in, obviously, to get that one Super Bowl. And me, personally, I'm doing it if I'm the Rams. You know, their quarterback, they upgraded quarterback and they upgraded positions and they got it. So hats off to them. Your final thoughts, Carson, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to have you guys, or thanks for having me guys on today as well. I'm looking forward to talking about it more with you guys tomorrow. Obviously, I'm happy for Stafford. You know, that man suffered for 12 years in Detroit, and I'm glad to see that he finally got the recognition he deserves. Looking forward to chatting more about it tomorrow. And yeah, I do agree and disagree with some of your guys' points. Yes, it does take more than just a quarterback. And but again, Stafford was a big piece of that. Mm-hmm. And I think the better team won the game. And like I said, I'm thrilled for Stafford. And you know, yeah, I've been preaching it ever since you know, September when we made our Super Bowl picks. You know, Stafford's he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna lead the way. And you know, it paid off. You just saw it last Sunday.
Congrats again.
Congrats again.
And Carson, where you heading at 8:30? Where can our audience find you?
Yeah, if you guys like casino content, you guys can find me on Twitch. Just search up Ticket Time. You'll find me. We're doing a live stream tonight at 8:30 Eastern Time, and you can also check me on YouTube, Ticket Time, for casino videos as well.
And for the youngsters out there, the kids, check Carson out on Carson Claws, his other channel, arcade game content and claw game content, which John will be getting his son involved in real soon.
There you go.
I'm already there. I'm there.
Carson, thanks for joining us tonight, man.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, Carson.
For Wits and Wages.
See you guys.
See you tomorrow, buddy.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
That is Mr. Carson Shear, guys, for Super Bowl talk. Congrats to him on his guy Stafford getting the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Hey, Kenny, could I ask you guys a question? Not to belabor this, but as a Giants fan and Kurt, as a Broncos fan, would you go all in like the Rams did?
1,000%.
Oh, he's looking to go all in. Where you been for Rams?
Well, you know my thoughts. I'm going all in for Russell Wilson because he's younger.
Okay,
he's got the younger age.
I would be at my age if I can sell the rest of the draft picks. I'm not trading every draft pick like Colin Cowherd said, but if I know I can get to the Super Bowl and maybe win, I'm going in like Kurt just said, 1,000%.
But we're not getting any younger. We're not getting any younger. Who cares? 30 years from now.
Yeah, but you have another 20 years before you get to me.
But Paul, this is the real. This is being optimistic and realist about it. Is that our teams are nowhere near Super Bowl ready.
No,
so
I totally
to go in for the next 2 years to go and try to get something is mind-boggling. Me as a Jets, I'm very realistic about it.
John, I agree with you. The Jets aren't
that's what I'm saying. It only works for certain teams. It doesn't work for everybody. That's it.
Listen, that's why I said Russell Wilson, John. If they can find a way,
good luck. That's
hard because of the salary cap. Right. But I'm saying hypothetically speaking, if some way they can get Russell Wilson, I would be on board for that because he's got a good 5 years. And by year 3 or 4, we're going to be in those playoffs and competing, in my opinion.
No, John, you're right. I mean, all things being equal, neither one of our teams, and Kurt, you guys are a little better than either one of the New York teams. But from the perspective of being equal, if we had the ability to add a player like a quarterback like a Stafford or Russell Wilson.
You do it.
Yeah.
You do it.
Like, listen, I'm like Kurt, right? Like, I'm on Twitter. I see a lot of things with Jet stuff going on. A lot of these people are like, oh, throw $25 million, $30 million at Adams. I'm like, for what? We're nowhere near where we need Adams. Maybe in 2-3 years from now, maybe we can get an Adams type of guy. But right now, it'd be mind-boggling. For what? To go win 4 more games and still be in 8th place? You know, like it doesn't make any sense. Like, you guys, certain teams can do it, not everybody. That's the end of the day. Like, there's nothing else to it.
If you're close, go do it.
Quick hitters.
All right, quick hitters. Couple comments. Matt saying Zach By and Stokely said it best. Broncos offense is still not great. Still have some big holes to fill. Don't even have a right tackle to protect your quarterback. And then Mr. J Dubs 721 is saying, I'm here for Joey Clams. That's tomorrow, Mr. J Dubs.
Joey Clams has got people waiting 24 hours ahead.
All right, let's do this. I got like 11 quick hitters. I'll do them real quick. I'm going to go Sis, Beelan, Paul, Kenny. Here we go, Sis. Will McVay retire or coach next year?
Coach.
Beelan.
No.
Well, is he going to coach or retire?
Oh, no, he's going to coach. 100% going to coach.
Paul.
Definitely coach.
Mr.
Coach.
Kenny.
Coach.
Okay. Sis, should Cooper Kupp have won MVP?
By 1,000 yards.
Beelan.
I'm going to say no.
Paul.
I'm going to say yes.
Kenny.
I'm with Sis and Paul. Yes, the guy carried the team when Beckham went out.
Okay. Did the refs cost Cincinnati a Super Bowl, Sis?
I'm laughing because I have that.
Again, real quick, if you look back at the game, Mr. Donald was offsides on the play.
He was. He was.
He was.
Yeah.
I seen it.
So yes or no, though, Sis, if you had to answer that.
If you're looking at that play, yeah, he did. They did, rather. They did.
I'm going to say yes. And the only reason why I'm saying yes is because the whole game they weren't calling flags until the last 6 minutes of the game.
That call on a kid 55 was a joke.
Yeah. Paul.
I'm going to say no. The Bengals still had a chance to stop them even after that bad call, and they couldn't. So I'm going to say no.
Kenny.
You were outside barbecuing. You weren't even watching.
I'm going to say no as well. Because they missed the call on Higgins' 75-yard touchdown as well, Jalen Ramsey.
Okay, Here we go. Sis, will Tom Thibodeau be the New York Knicks coach this time
I'm
next
laughing
year?
because that's part of my segment tonight.
Okay. You want me not to answer it? I won't answer it?
No, it's good. Yeah. No, I think he's in trouble. They had a great season. It's the same guy. What is he doing?
Hold on, Sis. I won't ask the other guys if that's part of your crew thing.
All right.
Sis, best Super Bowl commercial Sunday.
Oh, God. Trying to remember. I'm getting old, man.
I'll come back to you. Beelan, what was the best one?
Probably, it's stupid, but honestly, favorite just because it was just from a logic point, but Coinbase with the QR code.
Okay. Paul.
Could I give you two?
Sure.
Big Austin Powers fan, so that one.
Good.
That was General Motors, and the cryptocurrency, huge Larry David fan. So that commercial.
Kenny.
Gerard Mayo in the Hellman's Mayo commercial.
Sis, you got one?
Yeah, you could skip me because I'm not going to front. I really don't remember.
I'm shocked nobody picked The Sopranos.
That would have been my honorable mention.
I didn't say it.
In all honesty.
I didn't see it.
It was shocking when you're like, is that her? Mary saying Sopranos, and then you're like, oh my God, the son's there too. It's like wow.
that robot, the robot dog, that one.
That was pretty cool too.
That can get an honorable mention too.
The Superior Bowl with Peyton Manning and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, how dirty did they do Peyton Manning? Peyton Manning, they had the flat forehead, like yo.
Yeah. All right, next one. Last week,
my God.
James Harden got traded from the Nets to the Sixers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 number 1 picks. Who won the trade, Sis? The 76ers or the Nets?
I think the Nets did with Simmons, myself.
Kenny?
I don't know if the Nets won it, but I'll say right now the Nets won it because the more players, the Seth Curry and Drummond. But as for Simmons, he's not in basketball shape yet. He hasn't played in months, so we'll see. I'll say the Nets right now.
I'm going to say the Nets, and every Harden team that he has never has depth, and they took all that depth away too.
Okay, Paul.
Terrible trade.
Yeah,
Paul.
The Nets, without a doubt. I think once Simmons comes into shape, it's going to be a steal for them.
All right, Next one. Supposedly before the lockout started, the Washington Nationals offered Juan Soto a 13-year, $350 million deal. Sis, is he worth that money?
They should have offered him more. Nobody in the world is worth that kind of money.
Beelan.
I mean, listen, sis, if you think about it, though, it's 20, I think it was like 26, $27 million a year.
No, because I would say a little less
13,
than 30, less than 30. 26 is 13.
That's pennies compared to what other people are getting. And this dude is putting up
Again,
numbers.
I'm old school. I'm sorry. It's out of control. And people can't even take their kids to a game. It's ridiculous.
Paul.
Yeah, listen, I'm sitting here with a team that paid their shortstop $341 million. They're paying the newest pitcher $42.5 million. Is he worth $350 million? I guess he's worth it if they pay him the money. So yeah, all power to him if he can get it.
Kenny.
Oh, I'm gonna to answer your question. 13 years. If somebody wants to offer you 13 years, yeah, take it. But I'm gonna make a pact right now with you guys. If this lockout if we don't start baseball by opening day, I am going to be following, and on this show, I'll write to players and everybody, follow the independent leagues. Because I know Paul's in Florida, but us in New Jersey and Maryland, I got the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs here, and you guys got that. And those are guys that'll play. And that's what I may want to watch. Go to a game for $20 and sit there and enjoy the independent league games, as opposed to these selfish owners and players in baseball ruining the game. And that's simple terms, ruining the game.
We're getting a message from Ticker Time, so that's our guy Carson. Baseball players are overpaid, especially player positions. They strike out half of their time at bats and make millions. Totally agree. All right, 3 more, Kenny. I'll be quick. Sis, what was the nicest thing you did this Valentine's Day?
What was the nicest thing I did Valentine's Day?
Yeah, to anybody. What was the nicest thing you did?
I went to the ShopRite and shopped.
Okay. If that's your answer. Mr. Beelan, what's the nicest thing you did Valentine's Day?
I had the kids get my wife roses. You can see right there. Chocolate covered strawberries.
Heart-shaped pizza.
Heart-shaped pizza. And some good Apothic Red.
There you go.
Oh, that's good
Very
wine.
Nice.
My sister turned me on. That's good wine.
Yep.
Mr. Rosen.
Well, I give my wife flowers all the time, so I don't just do it one day a year. That's number one. I told her that I loved her, and
boy.
There you go.
Thank you.
Boy, when you get a chance, Paul, send me some of that hair gel.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick, what about you?
Wait, let me pick up your cat.
He's like this.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
One sweep and it's down.
Mr. Kirkpatrick, what about you?
I had a potluck at work and brought in some food for everybody. So.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
Hey, Kurt, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
It's a nice thing you did, Valentine's.
What did you do?
Valentine's Day. Took Jen out to dinner on Saturday.
That I knew.
Got her flowers.
Where'd you go?
We went to Roma's in North Arlington.
I thought he was going to say Rutt's Hut.
No, Roma's in North Arlington. Very nice place. Did a little flowers. Monday. I got her. What did I get her for? I got her a little Adidas workout outfit, and she wanted a nice desk. So that's what we did for
I heard you had volunteered to cook dinner, but she begged you not to.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went. She would have to have a salad. She couldn't get anything else.
Right.
All right.
Let me just add. I took my wife to a restaurant a couple of weeks ago. That was our Valentine's dinner.
Nice.
Boy.
There you go. All right, 2 more. A book came out. This came out yesterday. A book revealed that Coach K chose Shire over Amaker. Basically saying, this is the decision I want Duke to go. Sis, should he have a say going forward with the Duke program, Coach K?
It's funny you brought that up because I read that. I didn't know that. I read it in the Post today, and more shockingly, when the halftime game of last night, he didn't come back out. He wasn't feeling well.
Yep.
The guy's 75 years old. But to answer your question, no. I mean, when he steps down, he should have control who's going to take that team over. Not at all. And Tommy Amaker's a great coach.
Beelan?
I wouldn't say he should have control, but I think he should have some words.
He should have a say, you're saying?
Yeah, I think he has some say. I mean, it's a right thing to do with being there for. I mean, come on, it's like, you've been there forever. You're like the face of the franchise.
Yeah, but it's not a say, big guy. He's basically telling them, this is your guy, whether you want it or not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if give him a couple of years, if he fails, then he's poop. See you later.
Paul.
Yeah, I agree with Beelan. I mean, the guy's been there forever. Why shouldn't he have a say? It's almost, I'm not going to compare him to like a Joe Paterno, but I mean, the legacy that he's set it to. Why shouldn't he have the opportunity to say, this is who I should be my successor? So, yeah.
Kenny.
I agree with Sis. He shouldn't have a say. Once you're done, if the team wants to go in a direction, he shouldn't have a say unless he's part of the front office.
Okay. And my last one, before the game, we all say Sis one day, or he was a wrestler. We're going to, we always bring the wrestling in. Briggsy was a big wrestling fan. So The Rock started it off. So this is what I want from you guys, because, when The Rock comes out, he makes a little, he opens up with something. So we're going to do this. We're all going to do it. Sis is not going to go. Sis is going to hear a couple because he's not a wrestler. He doesn't really watch it. So I'm going to start it with Kenny. All right, and I want you to say...
With no voice, because I'm sick.
It's okay.
I'll try my best.
Don't give me garbage. You got to do it, okay? Basically, The Rock comes out and he says, I'll say Clifton because I'm in Clifton, but you can end it with anything. But usually he'll come out and he'll say, finally, The Rock has come back to Clifton. You're up, Kenny.
Finally, Fraudslayer will be slaying you in Clifton.
Okay, there you go. Paul.
Okay.
Catch me on a better week when I have a voice.
Let me take my glasses off and I'll give you that
what is it called?
The L, right? The
what's that called?
raise.
The brow.
Right, the brow.
Yeah. The gel, there it is.
Finally, The Rock has returned to the Bronx.
There you go. I like it. Beelan.
Oh man, you could be like, all right, we could go. Finally, The Rock has come back to Garfield.
That's it. Right now, I like it. Sis, you gotta top that, sis. You better top that. I've been waiting all night for this, sis.
Truthfully, I don't think I can. The only thing I remember about that clown is he came on the TV, all the juice he does, and he. I mean, really, anybody can take steroids and get that big.
All right, I got a question.
Paul.
Ready? I'm gonna ask only one person on this panel, and this is Beelan. Be very careful what your answer is. I'm just warning you. Who has bigger biceps, Sis or Paul Rosen?
No.
I'm sorry, or Sis, or The Rock.
Well, I'll say this. I think Sis's forearms are bigger than Paul's biceps.
No. I'm sorry. I meant Sis or The Rock.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I'm going my boy Sis. He's not enhanced.
There you go.
No, not even close.
Pure, natural.
My wife said, Luby said that watching The Rock before the Super Bowl, his biceps were bigger than his waist.
It was. It is.
She's right. She's right.
Yeah.
He no joke. He eats like 6,000 calories a day.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Mr. Kirkpatrick, that was the quick hitters for tonight. I hope you guys liked them.
To go along with his 4 shots a day.
Kenny, I hope that you smell what The Rock is cooking.
La 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 la.
There you go.
All right, let's jump right into another segment. Let's do Rosen's Roundtable. I know he's got some good questions for us.
All right. So it's funny that you bring up wrestling. Let me start my roundtable because that was one of my questions. I'll start it off with this. So Hulk Hogan down here has a restaurant. He's big in the Tampa area. So he named his top 3 wrestlers of all time. Nature Boy Ric Flair, number one. Yeah. He named himself number 2, and he named Stone Cold Steve Austin number 3. All right, we'll start with Kurt, Beelan, Kenny, and then Sis. Give me your top 3 wrestlers of all time.
I'm going to go Hogan 1. I got to go Hogan. You know what? I'm going to go the same list because I think they transformed wrestling. Hogan, Flair, and Stone Cold.
Okay. Kenny?
I'm going to take Hogan off the list. I just wasn't a Hogan fan.
Yeah.
Flair, Sting in the NWO, and he
Good
did
one.
in the NWO. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin because he pretty much ran the WWE while WCW was
But
taking
by
over.
the way, there's rumors that Stone Cold, the WWE, they want Stone Cold in a match versus Kevin Owens in WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's wrestled since 2003, Beelan, or something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
They want to clear him, and they want him to wrestle in Texas.
Yeah. I'm gonna go more my generation. Because like Hogan I seen, but he was more like on his way out type of thing. But I'm gonna go with, come on, living legend, legitly, The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't I'm gonna go with Stone Cold, and then the other one is Macho Man. I don't know. I gotta go my way.
Do it be oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sis?
By the way, real
You
quick,
guys-
Sis,
you guys-
Sis,
go ahead.
before I talk, tell me this wouldn't be Briggsy's favorite thing tonight.
Yeah.
Briggsy
Oh,
loved this
absolutely.
stuff.
I'm gonna be back. She wants to go out again, so
Okay.
I'll be back. So
Okay.
continue, and I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Briggsy really thought this stuff was for real, but to show you how young Beelan is. See if you remember these guys, Beelan. Bruno Sammartino,
Oh,
Yeah. First champ.
Andre
the
the Giant, and the most recent one, Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The
Good-
Dragon. The
good
Dragon.
list.
They're
My list would be Hulk Hogan number 1, Andre the Giant number 2, and The Rock was going to be
No Bruno, huh? Wow.
Bruno was my first favorite wrestler, and Pedro Morales, if you remember Pedro Morales.
Yes, I do. He was the Intercontinental Champ, right?
Yes.
You know who has to get honorable mention though, and this guy, like, he's put his body through some craziness.
Mankind.
But Mankind Mick Foley.
Foley,
Man.
yep.
I mean, the stuff this guy put his body through, respect.
I met him actually. He's a great guy.
Yep. He's a
Real
big Jet
down to
fan.
earth.
Real big Jet fan.
Yep.
Yeah, from Long Island.
Yep.
My mom's father, my grandfather, used to get pissed at me when I used to tell him, "Pop, this is all fake. All the blood, everything. It's all bullshit."
Backlund, remember him?
Yeah.
Chicken wing?
Yeah.
Chicken wing?
All right. Kirk, will the Rams repeat as Super Bowl champs?
They're not going to repeat, but they will have a shot to be in the Super Bowl. But I will say that they do not repeat.
Beelan?
Cosign.
Sis?
No way.
Ooh.
By the way, our good friend David Slade, who I've been messaging all week, and we love him here, from the Rocky Mount Sports Network, is saying he heard Kurt is a huge Jet fan. That is absolutely false. Absolutely false. There's only one Jet fan on that panel.
Dave.
All right.
That's a good one, Dave.
All right. Did Cooper Kupp have the greatest season for a wide receiver in NFL history?
You know what I heard this week? They said that he had the most touchdowns, the most receptions, the most yards, offensive player of the year, and Super Bowl MVP. They said there's only one player that's ever done that, and that was Jerry Rice. And he did that in his whole career. Cooper Kupp did it in 1 year. So yes.
I heard that too. Right.
Yes.
Over the course of his whole career, he did what Cooper Kupp did in 1 year.
This year.
Yeah. Beelan?
I'm only going to say no, just because of how the league is nowadays. It's super pass heavy.
That's fair.
But if I had, but taking that aside, I want to say Marvin Harrison. I want to say maybe like 2002,
How about Randy
2003.
Moss? Randy Moss.
I pulled up some stats. I'll read you some quick stats.
It's so
come on, man.
Jerry Rice, when he did his Triple Crown in 1990, 1,502 yards, 13 touchdowns. That was the Triple Crown. Moss in 2007, the year he went to the Patriots, 98 receptions, 1,493, almost 1,500 yards, 23 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, 145, 1947, and 16. But then he added 5 touchdowns in the playoffs, and I think about another 25 receptions in the playoffs. So, but yeah, I mean, the guy had a phenomenal year either way. Should the Super Bowl be moved to the Sunday of President's Weekend, so we have a 3-day weekend? Kurt?
Yes. Or we should have off on Monday, however it is.
Yeah. Feeling you're shaking your head no.
No. I like exactly where it is.
Dave is saying those are insane numbers with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I personally don't care if it's in the middle of the week. I'm retired.
Good answer.
Love it.
Good answer.
Oh, Dave's throwing one out there before we get to Kenny. He's saying play it on Saturday.
No.
I've heard people say that.
That's like saying playing it on Friday night.
See, I just think we get the day off. They give the Monday off.
The thing is where they do it on Sundays because there's too many things going on Saturday: pay-per-view, boxing, UFC, stuff like
basketball.
That. So it's all about money, man.
Yeah, yeah. Was this the greatest postseason in NFL history?
I mean, it's got to be up there, right? I mean, just look how many even the Super Bowl. I mean, how many games went down to the last play and the last possession?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's got to be up there, if not the best. I mean, I couldn't remember, one of them like better than this.
Yeah, I'm just going to piggyback and co-sign Kurt. Yeah, it was unreal games all around.
Sis.
Yeah, I don't really see how anybody that's been watching football this long can debate that. I mean, again, repeating myself, I mean, the Kansas City Buffalo game to me, that was the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can all remember, the immaculate reception or the comeback by the Bills against the Oilers and all those great.
Well, again, Kurt nailed it. I mean, every game almost came down to the last play of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And Luby Rosen is saying agreed with a thumbs up 100%.
Greatest Super Bowl moment of all time. I'm going to give you 5 choices. Eli to David Tyree helmet catch. Malcolm Butler interception, Super Bowl 49. Julian Edelman catch in Super Bowl 51. James Harrison interception return, Super Bowl 43. And the Manning to Manningham pass in Super Bowl 46.
Dave is saying there was only one blowout this year, Kansas City, Pittsburgh. I'm going none of the above. I'm going the Elway helicopter in Super Bowl 32, baby. Yeah. No, but if I got to answer yours, Paul, I'm going to say the interception, just because it was the most shocking. Like, we insist we're talking about that the other day. I mean, seriously, like, you probably could have had no offensive line, and Russell Wilson could have just turned it to Marshawn Lynch, and he'd probably get in from a half inch. And for them to throw it and pick it, that's just I'm still stunned about that.
Yeah,
Dave likes my helicopter one.
Oh, that was a great game, man. I remember that.
I mean, listen, Kurt's just picking that because he's a Homer fan, but I think the Manning to Tyree catch, I mean, that was just in time when instant replay came around too.
Yeah.
So, that was big, really big.
Sis. I'm going to shock you. I'll get sis.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kenny.
No. Go ahead, sis.
No, go ahead, Kenny. You can go.
I was just going to say, I'm going to shock you. I'm going to take the interception because it changed the game. The Tyree catch was, it was a first down. It wasn't guaranteed that the Giants were going to continue that drive.
Good point.
That changed the game. The game was over with that play. So that, to me, would be the one, not only shocker, but the best moment.
How about you, sis?
When Jack Lambert grabbed the kicker, threw him on the ground, and he pointed at him. That was the greatest. That was the greatest move I ever seen in my life. That guy was my idol. I had pictures. Yes, my sister. I had pictures in my room.
Right. I have a bonus question.
Loved them.
I have a bonus question for you guys. All right. Growing up, did Sis have a poster in his room of Farrah Fawcett or a poster of Jack Lambert in his room?
Farrah Fawcett.
I just told you who I had in my room.
Did you have Farrah Fawcett with him?
Yeah.
No, but my mother would find all my Playboy books in my underwear and threw them away.
A couple comments coming in. Mary
That's a
Lenny
story.
saying the best Super Bowl commercial of all time, Mean Joe Green. She says, I agree. She loves the Steelers. And David Slade saying Jack Lambert. That's who you had
Yes,
up,
sir.
hanging up.
My boy.
That's good.
All right. Sis, you said you heard Dan Orlovsky. Well, who the hell was
Oh man,
that? Aaron Donald is the greatest defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, really, I was texting with my sister on Monday. I mean, he's a young kid. He was a backup all his life with the Detroit Lions, and he's sitting there, and it just galled me. Not because I'm a Giant fan. Don't get me wrong, and I said this to Kurt the other day. Donald is a tremendous player. Taylor literally changed games by himself.
All right. So with that in mind, there have been three players who have won 3 Defensive Player of the Years. LT, Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt. Okay. Start one, bench one, trade one. Kurt.
Dave is saying the term greatest is thrown away way too much. I'm sorry. So it was Taylor,
Aaron Donald, and J.J. Watt.
Okay, I'm gonna go. What were the 3? What was it? Start, sit, and cut.
Start, bench, and trade.
All right, I'm gonna do start Taylor. The second one is Donald. And the third one, I've never been. Listen, all I keep, and you could say I'm a homer, but everyone that kept always saying J.J. Watt is better than Von Miller. Listen, J.J. Watt has done nothing in the postseason. Absolutely nothing. He could look good, all this. Von Miller in 2015, almost single-handedly took that team to a Super Bowl. He had 2 more sacks. This guy, J.J. Watt, is one of the most his brother's better than him. So get him left. Get him left.
He's right. He's right.
He's
His
a bust.
brother's 10 times better than him.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
I think we're all in agreement with that one.
Yeah, feeling.
Yeah, I'll co-sign. But hey, Kurt, he almost won a Super Bowl, but he didn't win a Super Bowl.
Who?
Vaughn.
No, Vaughn won a Super Bowl.
You said he almost won a Super Bowl.
No, I said he almost single-handedly won a Super Bowl by himself. He was an MVP.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 50 MVP. That was before.
I mean, listen, I think the term greatest is, it's like, maybe like, I mean, if you look at, like, let's say, I know you guys hate this, but like stats, right? Like, I think like Reggie White is one of the best defensive players of all time.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah, great.
And if you look at stats, like, he crushes LT, but again, it's 2 different positions, right? Like, how do you compare a linebacker to a defensive end, right? It's hard. It's really hard.
But I agree with Sis, because LT
difference with LT is
changed the game.
Yeah.
He changed the game.
Changed the game.
Yeah, but Reggie White was like, dude was throwing people down with one arm.
I'm not saying
I'm going to
he
send you a
wasn't,
video. There's a video on YouTube.
But he was not a dominant player like Lawrence Taylor was. He literally, they couldn't block him with 3 guys.
There was a video I think I sent to you a few months back.
Right.
Buddy Ryan put a ransom out for
I saw that.
I saw Lawrence Taylor. What did it do?
Yeah.
It fired Lawrence Taylor.
Fired him up.
2 sacks in a row, back-to-back plays. Got right through the line.
Poor Ron Jaworski.
Dave is throwing out a name blast from the past, Mark Gastineau.
No.
Oh, please.
It's terrible.
That's oh my God. Don't embarrass Lawrence Taylor.
No, but you know what? And Paul, you make a great point, and you make a great point.
He was a Chippendale, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You make a great point, but you just watch a film, you know, and it's funny because I was showing this to Jen. Like, something came up the other day with Elway, and you just watch Elway and you're just like, I mean, that guy's just special, man. I mean, running around, throwing the ball 70 yards. Like, you just watch it. I don't care about what stats say. That guy, like, he's one of the best of all time. Lawrence Taylor, one of the greatest of all time. You watch it and you see it.
I was watching on YouTube the greatest comeback, the greatest road victories in NFL history, and I watched the last drive that the Broncos had against Cleveland.
Oh, 86, 98 yards. Just no one's ever done
I have to say,
no one.
Watching that guy throw the ball 40 yards on a rope,
it's
incredible.
It's not people when the people that are like, and somebody posted a video the other day, it was Mahomes and Elway, and they were like, oh my God, Mahomes. Like, listen, Elway was Mahomes in the 90s. That was Mahomes running to the left, running to the right, running to the left, throwing it with a better arm, throwing it like, you know, younger people are like, oh my God, Mahomes. But I mean, Elway's the better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. It's not even close. Not even close.
Well, you got one more for us? Then I want to get into Sis's mind.
Yeah. Okay. Which team drafting in the top 10 could have a Bengals-style turnaround? A, the Broncos, B, the Panthers, or C, the Giants? Or
A, Broncos, because they're not going to be picking at 9. That Green Bay's going to be picking at 9, so we'll be ready to roll.
Feeling.
And with the 9th pick, the Broncos take Willis.
Yeah.
Right, Sis?
Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong. They're taking the kid Pickett from
Pickett. I know.
Sis, when the draft happens, sis, when the draft happens, you're coming over because we're gonna sit here and we're gonna FaceTime Kurt and we're just gonna watch it.
Well, Kenny will be live, right, Kenny?
I'm gonna do something live, probably with the Rocky Mountain guys, but we'll put it on our page too.
Oh man.
Kenny's on 37 other programs beside ours. But go ahead.
Kenny's like Orlovsky.
Yeah,
well, that was Carson and I did the draft last year. Carson and I did the draft show last year.
By yourselves, yeah, I remember that.
Beelan came on. It was good.
Sis, who do you think?
Jets.
What's your question again? I'm sorry.
Which team in the top 10 could do a Bengals-style turnaround? Broncos, Panthers, or Giants?
I'm going to say honestly, if they don't, he should be ashamed of himself. If Denver gets Aaron Rodgers and they only win a couple more games, then it was all for naught.
Kenny?
That's my.
Kenny's dog sitting. Let's skip
no, he's dog sitting. Okay. All right. That's it for me.
I won't come all the way up.
We don't even know what the next segment is.
We're waiting for Mr. Kirkpatrick. I'm not sure what the segment is.
All right. Let me ask you one quick question.
Sure.
Who wore it better, Chad Ochocinco or T. Higgins? You hurt?
Ocho.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second there. Well, what was that question, Paul?
Who wore it better, Chad Ochocinco Johnson or T. Higgins?
Chad Ocho.
But the question before that, I think that Kurt weaseled his way out of the question. You said team in the top 10, and Kurt said, well, we're not going to be in the top 10.
No, I said we're not going to pick.
No.
He didn't weasel his way out.
I didn't weasel my way out. I said we're not going to pick number 9. We're going to trade it for Rodgers.
Okay. Yeah. So to answer your question, Paul, the way the teams are now, why not the Giants over the Panthers and Broncos if the Broncos stick with Drew Lock?
Okay. Sounds reasonable.
Paul, to answer your question, who wore it better? Frenchie Fuqua with the fish in his shoes on his high heels.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Google that.
All right, Mr. Siciliano, you're up with Sis's Mind. Kurt, we're going to hold college basketball talks to tomorrow. Give us something to do on tomorrow's show. Because you know what I want to end the show with tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we already touched on Mr. Danilowski, Mr. Know Nothing, on Get Up with Aaron Donald and Taylor. The next thing I found, excuse me, this weekend, very interesting, is that every Super Bowl, okay, no matter who the announcers are, they always make it out, and then you guys could go, we'll go Kurt, Kenny, Paul, and Beelan. They always make it out to be the greatest Super Bowl that was ever played. Kurt?
You want just my thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, they you know, Collinsworth was going on like it was the biggest thing since.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you. I mean, they got to sell it. They got to sell the product. Which I don't understand why. I mean, it's always. I mean, what was the ratings were just off the hook. Yeah. But like you're saying, this was a good Super Bowl, but it's no way like in the top probably even 20 that I've watched. I mean, right. I don't know. I agree with you though. I just think that's what they're probably told to do. You know,
Kenny.
I agree with Kurt. They're probably hyped to you know, they gotta get some you know, viewers one way or the other. So they're paid to hype it up. So that's what I think they do.
Paul.
Yeah, I agree with Kurt and Kenny, but I think Al Michaels called the game very, in my opinion, very low key. He wasn't going crazy. I don't know if it was because he looked at it. It's going to be another football game once they start kicking off. But in my sense, he didn't try and emphasize like, oh my God, this is, you know, like the ultimate. But that's my feeling.
Beelan.
I think I said they're told to kind of like what to do, but again, I think it'd be a little bit different if they were scoring differently. Like, what makes a really great game? Is it scoring? Is it defense? Like, what is it? You know, like I don't know what the definition of great game is, but I think they're told.
Sis, can I ask you a question? You're a former player, right? This was another thing that it was interesting on Sunday, though. You know, I know a lot of people aren't Collinsworth fans, but how hard do you think it was for Collinsworth? I mean, he's a Bengal, right? His whole career, he was a Bengal. And, you know, he really called that game like square. He wasn't like, you know, a homer and stuff like that.
No,
do you think that was hard for him, though, to do?
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. He did not pull a Troy Aikman with the Cowboys. He didn't pull a Romo with the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I always respected him as a player, and even Al Michaels. They're good announcers. All I'm saying is, it just seems to me, again, repeat myself, every year these guys make it like it's the greatest show on earth. Right. And I thought it was a good Super Bowl, like you said. Was it one of the best Super Bowls in the last 20 years? No way.
Right.
Wasn't even close. Next question, Kurt. Name the 4 teams that you think will be in the Super Bowl next year. 4 teams. Any 4 you want. We know Denver's one of them, so just move on.
Denver with Rodgers. Denver with Rodgers, and I'm going to go Denver with Rodgers and Buffalo, AFC. NFC, I'm going to go. This is hard, man. I'm going to go Rams. I'm going to go repeat. Rams 49ers. Just because the Shanahan factor.
Okay. Kenny?
Rams, Bills. I'm going to try and throw a couple sleepers out there. I'll throw the Titans in there again. My sleeper team, I think they'll have a bounce back year. I think maybe I'll go AFC. I think, shoot. I don't know if I want to go with them. I'll go Colts. Colts on a bounce back year.
Okay. Paul?
Rams, Packers, if they don't trade Rodgers, and Chiefs, Bills. My 4 teams.
Beelan.
I'm bringing Cincy back. I'm gonna put KC. I'm gonna put the Rams. And I'm going with the Cowboys.
Ah!
No, you're not. Are you really?
Oh, yeah, I'll ride or die with Dak, baby.
Wow. You better put down whatever.
Get that on the list.
Put that hash pipe down.
That's on the March Madness bracket.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kurt,
ABS.
ABS, baby.
Kurt, which team, Kurt, will profit from this draft? The upcoming draft. What team is going to profit?
I'm going to say Beelan's Jets.
Okay, Kenny.
A team that better not mess this up. The Philadelphia Eagles. They got 14 all picks in the middle round there. Really good spots for
15, 16, and 19.
Yep.
Yeah.
They better not mess this up. They got a shot at 3 good players there.
Paul.
As much as it pains me to say this, my New York Football Giants, they better not mess up these 2 picks.
Okay. Beelan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with either my Jets or the Eagles, man. 3 picks in top 20. Got to do something with those things.
Let me just, Kenny says, can I just ask Kenny one question real quick? I promise I'll be quick, 30 seconds.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
I'm used to this every week.
Yeah. Real quick. Eagles, 3 picks. If you get a phone call and they say, hey, this is Seattle. Giants, if you don't give us 5 and 7, we're giving Russell Wilson to the Eagles. Does that scare you?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. And you know why it scares you? Because you know who they can actually take in that mid-round, one of those mid-round picks? One of Sis's boys, Williams.
Yeah.
Imagine Williams with Smith. Oh.
Yep.
You just nailed it with saying what.
Mm-hmm. God. Here's a quick rumor for trade 15 and 16 to the Falcons for 8 and Calvin Ridley.
Okay. All right,
Kurt.
sis. I'm sorry, sis.
All right. No, that's fine. Better player, Simmons or Harding?
Harden.
Kenny?
Harden.
Paul?
Hesitantly, I'm saying Harden.
And Beelan shotted his answer out, Harding. Okay. Kurt, right now, today, best team in college hoops?
Gonzaga.
Kenny?
Kurt's football team, Auburn Tigers.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to say your Auburn Tigers.
And Mr. Beelan?
Arizona.
Going to West Coast, Beelan.
Wow. Kurt, which team wins the Big East?
Ooh.
Villanova, because I saw them yet last night go into Providence, biggest game in Providence history, and Villanova won. Nova with Jay Wright.
Kenny?
I agree with Kurt. He nailed it.
Of course you do. Paul?
Yeah, I was going to say Villanova, so Kurt stole my thunder.
Another band jumper. Beelan?
Okay, Beelan, get in good graces. Say Seton Hall.
All right, Alabama.
Hall, baby.
No. Let's be realistic. I'm realistic, Kenny.
No,
I'm messing with you, sis.
All right, realistic.
I know you are.
Realistic, Georgetown.
Really?
No, okay. Providence.
I'll tell you what, I got to
Right,
agree with
that's true.
the boys. I think it's Villanova, too. Curtis, are Seton Hall and St. John's going to be in the Sweet 16?
Of the what is it? The
NIT.
College Basketball Invitational. I mean,
Of the high school dance on Saturday night.
that's their best shot. But no, both teams major disappointments.
Okay. Kenny?
No, I'm going to say absolutely not.
Paul?
Oh,
If they're playing home, yes. If they're playing away, no.
Paul?
unless
I'm waiting.
I said no unless they bring back Chris Mullin, Bill Wennington, and
the 85 team.
Yeah, exactly.
Kurt, is Illinois a sleeper?
Yes, I love Illinois. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Kenny?
Oh, yes. And it's going to be on my brackets come March Madness.
Paul?
Agree.
Beelan?
No, Purdue.
Oh, we'll have some fun little wagers on the side with Purdue, Kurt.
Kurt, is Baylor or Purdue overrated?
Real quick, Kenny. Mary is saying, do you ever talk hockey? Best college hockey team, sis. So Mary's throwing out comments. Oh, Minnesota. Look at you, Beelan. I'm not a hockey guy, but Beelan, if you're saying Minnesota, we're going to go with you. You're a hockey guy.
Denver usually has a good – Denver College is usually good in hockey.
Yes, they are. Sis, say that again. Who is overrated?
Yeah. Is Baylor and Purdue overrated this year? Yes or no?
Mary's saying Clarkson. I'm going to say, not that they're overrated, but I watched Matt Painter on Saturday almost blow a game, Sunday almost blow a game in Maryland. I do not, that team is loaded. They're not overrated. Baylor's not overrated, but he's an overrated coach.
Kenny?
Yeah, Baylor, I think, will go further than Purdue in the tournament, but they do have talent at Purdue, so if they get hot, they watch out.
Paul?
I'm going to say right now they're bored. They're waiting for the tournament, and I think their talent's going to show back when they get to the tournament, so I don't think they're overrated.
Beelan?
No, and Purdue smoked your Illinois team.
Okay. Mr. Valenti, is Mr. Tibbs in trouble with the New York Knicks?
Yes, major. They're up big tonight on the Nets. Nets aren't playing anybody, but absolutely, because he's not playing the young kids. They didn't go to the second round. I mean, he better hope a miracle happens, but he's in trouble. I don't know if he's not going to coach, but he's in trouble.
Kenny?
I think he's safe, but I don't like him not playing Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is doing exactly what Kevin Knox did, sitting on the bench.
Paul?
Crazy.
No, I don't think he's in trouble. I think they're going to let him get through. I mean, he's had too much of a history, legacy. So I think they're going to try and work this out the rest of the year. Whether they will, I don't know.
Beelan?
No, but they need to get rid of Mitchell Robinson.
Okay. Last one. Kurt? What month will the baseball season start? April or May?
May.
Kenny?
I'll say April.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to be optimistic, April.
And Mr. Beelan?
April, baby. Repeat. Braves.
I'll go with Mr. Valenti and say May. And that's it for this evening with Mr. Siciliano.
Real quick,
Thank you,
great
sis.
segment, sis. To piggyback off Sis's last question, I had this talk with him the other day, and Sis said, that's a great point. You think the Yankees maybe knew that this lockout was going to happen, and ownership said, hey, don't go get these big free agents because we may not even have a season.
Well, you'll have a season. It's just a matter when it's going to start.
Right. So is Scherzer worth all that money for 3 months?
That's a good point.
But they're not going to get paid during it. They're going to get prorated.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
but there's no way there's not going to be a baseball season.
Right.
That's not
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's too much money to lose.
Exactly.
So, Kurt, I know Paul and Beelan didn't join us for this first one that we did in 2021 when we first, or 2020, I think we did our inaugural Fraud of Shame.
Okay.
For those who don't know, we had a little mock on our Hall of Fame inductions. So we all did different sports. That year, the inductees were, we all did a little speech on each of these guys, were Ryan Leaf, Charles Smith from the Knicks, Tony Suck, a baseball player. His last name is Suck, and he lives up to his name. Look him up, SUC. The 1919 Black Sox were our team. This got to induct his favorite coach of all time, Ray Hanley. and Tanya Harding made it as our other athlete. So tonight we're just going to do nominees, and I'm going to go around the panel, and you guys are going to give me 2 for each one. Your top choice will be 3 points. Your second choice will be 1 point. And then in a slow week of sports, we'll do an induction.
All right. I like it.
Okay.
Kurt, I'll start with you on the football, and I'll go the way I see it on my screen. Sis, Paul, Beelan, and then myself.
So I got to give you my top 2.
Your top one is going to be 3 points. Your second choice will be 1 point. And I'll tally all the scores up, and the winners will be announced before we go off the air.
Okay.
Our football nominees are Jamarcus Russell.
Yep.
Johnny Manziel.
Yep.
Brian Bosworth.
Yep.
Joe Pisarcik.
All right. My 2 are going to be definitely Jamarcus Russell. When they say, they gave him a blank tape, they told him to watch
no, don't talk about him now.
Oh, okay.
Don't talk about now. Just the
all right.
nominees.
So Jamarcus Russell's my 1. I'm going to go Bosworth, too.
Okay, so 3 points for Russell, Bosworth 1. Sis.
I'm going to go just the opposite, but the same 2 guys, Boswell and then Russell.
Okay. Paul.
Jamarcus Russell is my number 1, and Johnny Manziel is my number 2.
Beelan.
Russell and Boswell. Nobody.
Russell and Bosworth. Yeah,
there's only one guy who could beat Russell.
Jamarcus Russell is inducted into the Fraud of Shame as our football inductee.
Okay.
All right, Sis, baseball. I'm going to start with you. We got A-Rod, Michael Jordan, the baseball player, Mario Mendoza. For those who don't know, the Mendoza line was nominated for him, and a brother, Ozzie Canseco.
So this is for baseball?
Yeah, your top 2 choices to not like who would be your top 2 to put in?
Can I ask a dumb question? Why Ozzie Canseco?
Just a relative. His stats were terrible.
Oh, okay.
Why is Jordan? I don't understand. Why is Jordan in this?
He was a terrible baseball player. Fraud.
Horrible.
Think about it. Fraud.
He thought he was the Bo Jackson.
So you don't have to nominate. You don't have to vote for him.
He never really played, though, did he?
Yeah.
In the minor leagues.
In the minor leagues, he never played with the.
He's just a nominee. He's not inducted.
Yeah. So I'll say him. And what's his name? A-Rod, another phony.
You want to go A-Rod number 1 or number 2?
Another juice head. Yeah, put him up there. He's a juice head.
Paul.
Yeah, perfectly. A-Freud is the perfect description for A-Rod.
Thank you.
Jordan is number 2 for me.
Beelan.
Yeah, I'm going to go A-Rod, and I'll go Ozzie. Ozzie was trash.
Yeah, he was. Kurt.
I'm going to go Mendoza and Ozzie.
And I'm going to go Mendoza and Jordan. So let me do it looks like A-Rod is in.
Okay.
A-Rod's in as our baseball inductee. Basketball, Paul.
That'll be the only Hall of Fame he's inducted into.
Basketball, if this one guy is not in here, I'm adding him, okay?
All right, fair enough. Greg Oden, Sam Bowie, Michael Olowokandi, or us Knick fans know this guy, Frederick Weiss. Paul, you're up first. Oh, and by the way, Dave got some votes too, so I added Dave votes in. So that's
okay.
I gave Dave some votes off the air.
I voted this guy number 1. I think it was more injury than anything, but Greg Oden was my number 1, and Frederick Weiss was my number 2.
Okay.
Can I write somebody in?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Write and vote.
Yeah. Darko Milek.
All right.
Okay. Darko Milek and Sam Bowie.
I met that guy in Detroit, by the way.
Yeah. That was worse than Oden. Worse.
Yeah.
Kurt, you're up.
Listen, Frederick Weiss is definitely one for me because that was a friggin' we drafted him over Ron Artest. But you know what?
Yeah,
I'm going with
right.
Beelan, man. They took Darko Milicic over Carmelo Anthony.
And they I think they traded a bunch of picks too, but the year before.
I'm going Darko Milicic.
Milicic is number 1 or number 2?
2. Weiss 1, Milicic 2.
Sis.
Weiss 1, Bowie 2.
Ooh, that's gonna be close.
Oh man, I gotta go with the Nick. 2 Nicks in 2 years in a row, and Nick is gonna be inducted. I'm going Frederick Weiss. I just remember the slam dunk, getting crushed. He played what? How many games for us? So Weiss.
He never played for us.
He never played.
Never played by
for us.
No.
Yeah.
He refused to come over.
We got a couple more, and then we'll finish the show. So, Sis, you get to start off the coach. Rich Kotite, Joe Judge, Marty Morenrig. Reason he's in there for playing defense in overtime. And AJ Hinch, our baseball coach.
Kurt Valenti and John Beelan. 1 and 2. In all honesty, Kotite was one of the. I'll put him right up there with Ray Hanley. So he's one.
I love giving you the coach first.
And who are the other people?
Joe Judge, Marty Morenrig.
Oh yeah,
AJ Hinch.
Put Joe Judge on top of Kotite's shoulders. Make it 1 and 1A.
Right? Really?
Well,
I can't believe I'm saying this, but for me to pick someone over a guy who went 1 and 15 as a coach, that says a lot. So, but that being said, Joe Judge number 1 and Beelan's New York Jets coach Rich Kotite number 2.
Beelan.
I'm going with Valenti first, and then myself.
Yeah,
we're going in together.
We're going.
I like that. I like that combo. That's a good combo.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't know. Judge was on there.
Yeah.
Judge 1 and Judge 2.
Yeah, right.
Judge
I'm just gonna go the opposite. Kotite and Judge, but Joe Judge is inducted. Kurt, what's your vote, by the way?
I'm going Kotite over Judge.
Kotite wasn't really he wasn't a bad player.
The reason why I'm not going Kotite
tight end with the Giants.
Kotite brought our good friend Wayne Corbett into the league, so that's why I won't go Kotite.
Okay, so it's Joe Judge.
Joe Judge is in. We got 2 more.
Okay.
Our team. I'll start with Kurt. 2020 Astros, the Banging the Drums. The 1976 winless Buccaneers. 2007, 2008, we know this college. New Jersey Institute of Technology, 0-29.
In what? Basketball?
In men's basketball in 2007, 2008. Actually got 5 nominees for this one. The 92-93 Ottawa Senators were 10-70. And the 1899 Cleveland Spiders, Major League Baseball, a whopping 20-134, Kurt.
1 is definitely going to be the $76 for me. 2, I mean, I got to go with the NJA team. They didn't win a game. I'm going to go with them.
They're a tech school.
I don't care.
Sis.
All 5 of us together couldn't get into that school grade-wise.
Yeah.
Probably.
Engineers playing basketball.
Right. I'm going NJIT number 1 and the Bucks number 2.
Paul.
By the way, I went to New York Institute of Technology, not NJ Institute of Technology, for my master's. So no relation. But I'm going with, and I looked this up. I did some research. The 1899 Cleveland Spiders.
Oh yeah.
And they were 20-135. They made the 1962 New York Mets look like Big Red Machine.
Who's your second choice?
Paul reminds me of somebody that would go to Brown or Harvard.
No, they were 11-101 on the road. They had that their percentage was 0.98. Okay. But you want to hear something funny? In doing research on this, Cy Young pitched for this organization for 9 years.
Wow.
So crazy.
Who would be your second choice?
My second choice is going to be the Ottawa Senators.
Mr. Beelan.
Wait. Can I just say one more thing, Kenny?
Yeah.
This was their first year in the league. Their preseason odds to win the Stanley Cup were 500,000 to 1.
Beelan, how do you not throw $1 on that? You have to.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm
going a 10th spot.
I'm going with the Bucks and Cleveland. I don't know how you could play 140 games and only win 20.
Yeah, I'm on board with the Cleveland Spiders, and I'm gonna go with the Astros. My second choice because they cheated. So 8 for the Spiders, 7 for the Bucks. The Spiders are in.
Okay.
Hockey, I'm gonna have Scott and Greg come on. They nominated Evander Kane. We don't know too much about hockey. And other sport, I just had a clear-cut favorite in there. Mr. Bob Baffert got nominated into the Hall of Fame. And Kurt, I think you know who our Lifetime Achievement Award nominee is this year. Would you like to announce it before the end of the show?
Yeah, I think you should announce it because since you do the announcement, because I'm doing the, what's that called?
Induction?
The induction of the person.
Well, our Lifetime Achievement Award this year is our one and only Mr. John Beelan, our one and only.
Very good.
For the ad segment. Beelan, we're going to go shirt and tie. Beelan, shirt and tie that night. We'll go the same color when I induct you.
So we'll pick a slow week and we'll do the induction.
I need some Mazzo oil.
Are you going to take him to mass first, like the 5 o'clock mass on a Saturday night?
Beelan, I need some Mazzo footage. You have any?
Footage? No, probably not footage, but I definitely have my 2 coats.
That's what I'm saying. We can put the coats. There you go. We'll do something with that.
Yeah, I don't think footage existed back then.
We'll have fun with that on an off week.
By the way, Beelan has nothing in the ab segment this week, Paul.
Oh no!
No, maybe. I mean, how about my
he said the Dak
Cowboys are being a Super Bowl next year.
Do you still have that oil jacket from the Little League team you played on?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. What's the name? What was the name of that?
Mazzo Oil.
Mazzo. That's right. 2
years back to back, baby. Let's go.
No
cheating.
Didn't that guy get arrested?
Sis, the only problem with this is that he won back to back. He did get them. The problem is in my parents' garage, I got the 3 of them. I got the back to back to back with the undefeated season. Best team in Garfield history, Garfield Paint. Back to back to back with an undefeated team.
Was Ryan on that team?
2 of them, 2 years.
Wow.
I got to tell you the funniest Ryan story. Okay? I'll tell you off the air because we're going to go long. Kenny's going to laugh at it too. Oh, by the way, we got to get Ryan on. You want to hear Ryan's? This was Ryan's the best. With
hey, Kurt, sorry to cut you off, but listen, I think our seasons were good because we had to play against 16 and 18-year-olds the whole time with Tom Flores and Charlie Limo. Okay,
and Kenny cheating. That's Kenny cheating.
Yeah, that was Kenny cheating over there.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan's analysis of the Super Bowl says this game's boring. 20-year-old quarterback gets sacked 29 times. Brady at 45 never gets sacked that many times.
He's right. He's right.
That's good. Kurt, real quick, we'll do this on an off week.
Okay.
You know, when we got slow night. Again, our nominees, Jamarcus Russell, A-Rod, Frederick Weiss, Mr. Joe Judge. Our team is the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. Hockey, Evander Kane. Bob Baffert, our other sport. And our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Mr. John Beelan.
There you go.
Is he getting some type of plaque for that?
I think we might have to get a plaque for that or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah, something in the dollar store. Yep.
Pay me an apothic, okay?
I think that wraps our fraud or shame nominees, Kurt.
All right, let's do final thoughts. Let's start with Mr. Beelan.
Final thoughts. Football's over. I was wishing that the lockout would be done so baseball comes up. I'm a huge baseball guy even throughout the whole year. I can care too much about basketball right now. March Madness is coming up, which is going to be fun. But not, I don't know. It's a weird time of the year, you know. It's just kind of like, you know, hit or miss type of days. So I want baseball to come around. I'm hyped up. I hope these guys just get it down. Like, stop thinking about money. Just play the game, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's just, come on, let's do this. And that's it.
Kurt, can I ask Beelan a quick question?
And Dak for MVP next year.
There you go, Beelan. There we go. Put it on the board, Kenny. Go ahead, Paul.
Beelan, do you think the Braves are going to sign Freddie Freeman?
I do believe so. I think he's one of the guys like they will throw the money at, but I don't know if it's. I hope he's a class act type of guy. You know, I don't know him too well like that, but I hope he's a class act type of guy, not like just, you know, getting money from somewhere else. You know,
I think having the DH is going to help, especially because they could keep him, sign him to a long term, and then utilize him as DH.
Mm-hmm.
So huge. I think, yeah. Anyway,
all right, that's Mr. Beelan. I'll go next. Again, like Beelan says, football's over, but it's not really over because now everyone's equal. Listen, this thing, I know Beelan says me with the Twitter, but hey, it's hot every day. It's a story now. What's Rodgers going to do? What's Wilson going to do? What are they going to do with, you know, Wentz and Garoppolo and Cousins and yada, 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 and all these quarterbacks? What's going to, you know, who are the Giants going to trade somebody? This is awesome time leading up to the draft. Free agency's in a month from tomorrow. So I'm fired up about that. Finally, St. John's got a big win. The Knicks are beating the homeless Nets tonight. And I'm just excited about it. And, I mean, we just go all in, man. Go get Rodgers. Go all in. Mr. Kirk, you don't know, we're going to go Mr. Siciliano tonight.
Yeah, these programs in the morning, they all need something to talk about. So, like Kirk just said, Wentz, Rodgers, this one, that one, that's all you're going to hear. Even though football's over, I'm looking forward to college basketball, and especially March Madness if you like basketball. Baseball is not going to start, again, my opinion, until May. And I think Mr. Beelan's Atlanta Braves are going to have a shot of repeating. They got a good team.
Yep.
And, you know, that's pretty much it for the night.
Mr. Rosen.
Yeah, fun show tonight, guys. Kurt, you stole a little of my thunder. I was going to also say, you know, in a month, free agency is going to start. So, I mean, it's literally right around the corner.
Hey, it really starts now, right? I mean, it's starting now.
Yeah, and as I mentioned to you before the show started, I think this quarterback carousel is going to be anything unlike we've ever seen. I think there's going to be more big name quarterbacks moving this offseason than I think we've ever seen. And I think that's the excitement of what a lot of teams are going to do. And I think we're all going to look forward to that. The baseball season, I mean, obviously as a Met fan with some I want to see this team hopefully put it together and you know, they can start to play. But look, we'll see what happens when they finally settle this thing, which I think they'll eventually do, hopefully sooner than later. Oh.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick, finish this off.
Hey, real quick, Kenny, before you say your final thoughts, Paul, I just found out you're a Mets fan. You're going to hear a lot from me this year.
Yeah.
You just found out I was a Mets fan, Beelan?
I probably heard about it, but just pay attention to it now.
Yeah, we talked about it. I congratulated you. They won the
Can't wait.
World Series. Listen, you guys have been a pain in my butt for too long. You know, I've been chanting Larry long time. So
if baseball doesn't start up on time, I'll create a little baseball March Madness type bracket, maybe like the sluggers of the 90s or something, or the pitchers of the 90s. You know, like Beelan had some good players in the 90s. The Mets had some good players. Yankees had some good players. So we can have a little fun with that if we have a couple slow weeks, if baseball doesn't get started on time.
Don't go back too far because you'll lose them.
All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, final, any other thing?
Thanks,
thoughts?
Carson, joining. And, you know, in football's over now, but like you said, draft and free agency, here we come.
Baby. That's it.
Here we come.
Football, the football is the 12-month sport in the NFL, man. Never stops.
Yeah.
Are they officially allowed to talk to people now?
I mean, listen, you can make a trade tomorrow. It's not like
No, but
official.
free agent.
But
No. Free agency, I think it starts on the 15th, March.
Yeah, I think the league, quote unquote, the league contract begins March 15th.
You can't talk to free agents now, but you can make you technically could trade right now, and it just doesn't come official to that in March.
Right.
But obviously, people are talking if you're making a trade, right? I mean, how are they making a trade? So we will see. All right, boys, we'll see everybody next week. And tomorrow, Kenny, Wits and Wages.
Wits and Wagers, we'll talk some college basketball, and we'll do some
Weekly
bets
picks
with college basketball.
Sounds good. Have a good night.